Hi everyone, welcome to English 101, our first class. So my name's Laura. I'm the instructor for your course this year at Granite City, but unfortunately I am out sick this week and I apologize that this is how we have to meet for the first time, but I promise that my colleagues and whatever substitute you have this week, you're in good hands, essentially. But like I said, my name's Laura and I will be back soon, I promise. So I wanted to make a quick video just kind of introducing you to our course, to our Blackboard shell, and then you'll have a little activity to do with our syllabus that our substitute can help you with. And then later this week, we'll get started with our first essay assignment. So bear with me. I know I sound a little froggy, and I hope that that doesn't make this any more painful to go through. So let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so the first thing I wanted to encourage you all to do, if you have not already, is complete the COVID-19 attestation form. So this is something that you'll do at the beginning of class every time that we meet, and probably in your other courses as well. So to complete this short survey, it's literally saying that you have come to campus today without any COVID-19 symptoms or have not been exposed to anyone with COVID-19. So to access this survey, you'll log into your eStorm with your SWIC ID and password, and then on eStorm you should see this little evals and surveys section. Then you'll click on our course. It would say English 101-063 or 064 or 066, depending on which section you're in. And then you'll click there and agree to the student attestation. So if you've already taken that today, fabulous, thank you so much. If not, this would be a good point to pause the video maybe and have everybody do that, just so that we get in the habit of doing it. I will remind you at the beginning of every class, but this is important for the school for record keeping and also just so that we know where we're at. So that is the first thing. Excuse me. If you are experiencing COVID symptoms, have been exposed to someone who has COVID, or test positive yourself over the course of this semester, that's okay. There is an option to attend class virtually, although I do want to encourage all of you to attend class in person if at all possible, because I will not be using Microsoft Teams every day unless I have a student out for COVID-related reasons. So the best thing to do if you believe that you've been exposed to COVID or get sick or need to quarantine because of it is to please email me and I will make arrangements with you personally. And we'll kind of just move forward that way. I'd like to be as flexible as possible, but also I want to encourage you to come to class in person as much as possible. So a changing work schedule, maybe a routine doctor's appointment, things like that are really not great reasons to come to class virtually. So I'd like to encourage you to be in person as much as possible. Also, if you hear chewing in the background, that is my dog. I'm terribly sorry about him as well. So, excuse me. All right, so let's, now that we've gotten over the COVID stuff, welcome to English 101. I don't know how you're feeling about taking this class. Maybe writing and reading isn't your thing, or writing and reading is your thing and you're excited to do more of it. But wherever you fall on that spectrum, I recognize that English 101 is a course that everyone has to take, typically, even if you're getting a certificate or pursuing an associate's, or if you're going to transfer to a 4-year. Regardless of the fact that English 101 is required, I very strongly believe that English 101 teaches you necessary skills for just life as a well-rounded person. So English 101, it's called Rhetoric and Composition, and we'll talk more on, excuse me, Thursday about what rhetoric means. But essentially, rhetoric is the art of persuasion, and composition, if you think of maybe a composer or a composition of music, is really how a piece, be it a text, an email, a essay, a piece of music, is literally pieced together to form a coherent whole. So what we're going to be doing in this course is talking about how writing can help us get what we want and how writing can achieve a greater purpose than simply putting pen to paper, and how the different strategies that other writers and speakers use can help you in your own writing. So, excuse me, if you are taking public speaking with Dr. Wendy Hahn, you'll probably talk about rhetoric as well in your course there. And there's a lot of overlap between public speaking and written rhetoric. So before you think to yourself, oh God, I hate writing. I don't think I can do this. I'm not a good writer. This isn't for me. Pump the brakes a little bit. I promise that you are in the right place and that the essays and assignments we do will help you become a better writer for yourself. I really try not to compare you all to each other. This is about improving where you are as a person, as a student, as a writer, as a thinker, and at the end of the semester looking back and saying, yeah, I am better than I was when I started. So that's kind of in a nutshell what I'm hoping to achieve in rhetoric and composition. So the next thing I'd like to do is give you guys a tour of our Blackboard course. If you've been at SWIC before, you've probably used Blackboard, or if you've been at other institutions, it's quite popular as a learning management software. For us, Blackboard is where I keep all of our class information. It's really important that you access it multiple times a week and that you check here before asking me about any assignments, because this is where they all live. All right, so I'm going to pull up our Blackboard course. When you go to Blackboard, so I'll just really start from the beginning. You'll go to blackboard.swic.edu. I'll actually log out and show you from there. So you'll come to a page, excuse me, like this, where your username and password need to be put in. Your username is your SWIC ID number, and then your password is whatever you use for eStorm. Something to keep in mind that if you change your eStorm password, is the same password for your email, for Blackboard, for eStorm, for Microsoft Teams. So if you change it, it will change everywhere else. So log in here, and then you should see a list of your courses. All right, so your courses are obviously going to look a little different than mine. So you're going to click on English 101, and I'm going to go with my 063 section. If you're in one of my other sections, the courses are exactly the same, just a different color. So when you open up our page, I'm going to go into the student preview, so it'll be just like what you see. So when you come into our course, you'll see our announcements here. By the time you watch this video, I will have an announcement posted, don't worry. And then most importantly, you'll see a menu to the left-hand side where you can access all of our course documents. I will say that this is a different view than you might see in the app. So if you're using a mobile device like a cell phone or an iPad, I do recommend going to the mobile site. So literally in Safari or in Chrome or whatever browser you use, I do recommend typing in the full, website and going that way, particularly if you're trying to do work on your phone, because it's going to look different than what it looks like here. So one place that I recommend you start is where it says start here, my syllabus and office hours. So here you'll find information in our syllabus, which we'll work with in class in a little bit. Office hours, which if you click this link, it'll get you to the Teams link that I use for office hours, and then my office hours and contact info is listed here. So if you're ever in need of help or assistance, or you have a question, often those questions can be answered in our syllabus, but if not, please contact me this way. There is also an email link here, so you could email me directly there as well. So, excuse me, so other information. To the left-hand side, you'll see this online class meetings link. If you're ever quarantining because of COVID, this is where you would come to attend class virtually. There's a course calendar that will update as assignments are inputted into Blackboard. And then under course content, this is really where the bulk of our work will be completed. So I'm going to take you guys through these one by one. I recommend starting with Essay 1. So underneath this Essay 1 link, you'll see that there are 4 folders for weeks 1 through 4. And this is primarily where we're going to work in the next 4 weeks. So if I click on this first folder where it says week 1, you'll see the PowerPoint I'm screencasting from. Below that's a video we'll watch on Thursday. the readings for week 1, which we'll talk about from the syllabus, and then your first assignment from this week is a reading reflection. So each week, I'm going to post our PowerPoint and any other resources, the readings for that week, and then any assignments below it. So those smaller assignments like reflections and blog posts, which we'll talk about in our syllabus, are going to be linked here. So for major essays, however, we're going to be doing some of that work in a Google Drive folder. So if you click on where it says Google Drive folders, you'll notice that I've already inputted everyone on my roster, and I will update this. Suede, stop. Oh, dogs. So I've already inputted everyone's name for my roster, and we'll hopefully update this if there are any changes. But when you click on your name here, there will be a document in each of your Google Drive folders for writing warm-ups that we'll complete every day, and then also for your major essay assignments. So I choose to do essays in here for a couple reasons. I find that, sorry, hold on one second, guys. All right, so if you click on the folder with your name on it, you will have access to a writing warm-ups document and then also a document for all of the essays that we'll do. So this way, when you make changes to your document, I have access to it, and then there isn't any of that, oh, I need to save this to a flash drive, or how do I save my work? It saves automatically. If you have a Google Drive account, you can sign in and make changes as through your Google account, and then you'll have copies as well. If you don't, you do not need a Google Drive account. These you can access and make changes to without one. So Google Drive is where we'll do most of our essay work. However, final drafts will be turned in on Blackboard. So I would kind of think of Google Drive really just as a tool that I've linked through Blackboard, but I do grade everything in Blackboard itself. So besides that, there are links to our reflections directly. So we'll do 5 reading reflections this semester, and then also our blog posts, which are discussed more in our syllabus, so I won't get into those too much here. I do ask that we do all of our work in MLA format, so if that's something that's unfamiliar to you, we will talk about it in class, but there are lots of resources here, a sample paper, another template to use, some other resources that may be helpful for you if you're new to MLA or if it's been a minute since you've worked with it. All right, and then finally, the help section of Blackboard has your grades. Like I said, you can email me or other classmates here. The Success Center has online tutoring you can access here, and then technology assistance and Blackboard help. So if you're having issues with your logging into Blackboard, for example, actually, you wouldn't be able to see this if you're having issues with Blackboard. Let's say you were, I don't know, having issues accessing something at home. If you click this link, you'll be directed to SWIC's technology assistance page. And there's a lot of great information here. So if you're ever confused about accessing Microsoft Teams, or you have issues with eStorm, or you really don't know like how to get your phone to connect to SWIC's Wi-Fi, Tech Assistance is here to help you. You can call them or email them, and they are usually very fast at assisting. So I recommend keeping their info handy. All right. So just to reiterate, you'll enter our Blackboard course here at the announcements. This is where I'm going to post information on any changes to our course or reminders. And then course content is where we're going to really complete all of our assignments. So I do encourage you to click around and get comfortable with Blackboard. You can't hurt it. You won't hurt it. So, you know, kind of click around and get comfortable as you go. Alrighty. So the last thing is syllabus time. So instead of having me walk you through the syllabus on a video because my voice is giving out a little bit, I prepared an activity for you guys to complete in groups regarding our syllabus. I will have our sub kind of collect the responses to it. So it was wonderful to meet you guys. I hope I will see you soon. And good luck with our syllabus activity.